Hey guys, what's going on? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another Halloween movie review. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. Welcome back to the Halloween 2020 series, guys. This series has been a lot of fun talking about horror movies of different genres. I kicked off the series with The Silence of the Lambs and then went into animation with Coraline. And now this week, we're going to be diving into psychological thrillers. And that is The Babadook. The Babadook came out in 2014, directed by Jennifer Kent, and it stars Essie Davis in the title role. A single mother and her child fall into a deep well of paranoia when an eerie children's book titled Mr. Babadook manifests into their home. Back in this time period, I didn't know anything about this movie until my favorite movie reviewer, Chris Stuckman, reviewed this film and said this is the scariest film that he has seen in a while. I remember seeing The Babadook way back when, and I didn't even finish it because I was getting kind of uninterested in it. But rewatching it now, it is very unsettling to say the least, and it made me feel uncomfortable. I love when a horror thriller, psychological thriller, gets into my head and makes me feel uncomfortable. I'll say this right off the bat, horror movies as of today have been pretty predictable cash grabs. They follow the same type of formula, but whenever we do get movies that are pretty underrated, low budget, they end up being some of the best horror films to come out. And this film is the perfect example. The best part about this movie is the storyline surrounding it. A mother and her son dealing with grief and loss. The loss of the husband, the father, and they have to deal with that now. And the mother and son, their relationship, it is really rocky. Noah Wiseman gives one of the best child acted performances of all time. You really buy into him as being this spoiled brat and just so unlikable. He does so much despicable things, but it's for a reason. And once the film progresses, you feel nothing but sympathy for this kid. But Essie Davis, man, gives one of the best lead actress horror performances I have ever seen. One of the most underrated as well in the horror genre. Take Toni Collette in Hereditary, that is her in this movie. She is psychologically damaged. She is crazy. The scenes that she goes through in the film, you feel nothing but sympathy for this woman. And the monster that is taking control of these two in the situation. Essie Davis's character works in a nursing home. She hates her job. She's dealing with grief of the loss of her husband. And she has to deal with her obnoxious and absolutely spoiled son. And the son in this movie just deals with so much. You understand why they are what they are. Now, the number one criticism people often have with the movie is that it's really boring. Where is the Babadook creature? It doesn't show up. The thing that makes this movie scary is the absolute psychological madness this family is dealing with. Essie Davis's character is being taken control of this creature, and it's making her the most scariest woman alive. There's a lot of scary imagery in this movie, and it just goes there. A lot of people miss the point of what true horror is now these days. A lot of horror audiences want to see jump scares and monsters pop out, or animals making over-the-top noises. That's not what horror is. This is what horror is. The concept directors put into their movies, making it feel realistic with actual human beings dealing with grief, tragedy, or just absolutely crazy situations, that's what I am always interested in when it comes to horror movies. And this movie does a perfect example of how grief can become the scariest thing alive. Guys, I'm absolutely blown away by this movie. I really have no issues with it. It's a perfect psychological thriller horror film that really knows how to make the audience feel scared or uncomfortable, because this movie is very uncomfortable. I really had no issues with it. I was floored with the direction from Jennifer Kent. I know I'm going to get comments asking, have I seen The Nightingale? I have not seen The Nightingale yet. I definitely will after revisiting this movie, because Jennifer Kent's direction gets incredibly overlooked. Before we give you guys my final overall thoughts on the Babadook, if this is your guys' first time checking out the channel and you want to see more content like this, hit that like button. It really helps with the algorithm, and consider clicking that subscribe button, because I do reviews like this every single week, whether it's new releases or classic reviews like the Halloween series. I also do ranking videos, Blu-ray hauls at the end of the month. Tons of movie content, guys, and the best thing is I do this on a weekly basis. The Babadook is unsettling, it's unique, and it's just downright depressing in what it's trying to tell. It's got phenomenal performances in it, a chilling atmosphere, and just a film that we need more of. I love when horror directors have a voice they want to tell and a story they want to present, and don't just bring in the most generic type of horror filmmaking you can bring with jump scares and a bunch of non-scary, crazy boo-ha-ha. This movie does what it's supposed to do. On my rating scale, I'm going to give the Babadook an A+. There you have it, guys. That was my thoughts on the Babadook. Have you guys seen the Babadook yet? And what were your thoughts on the film? Did you love it like me? Think it was okay, or did you absolutely hate it? Let's talk about it in the comments. Next week for the Halloween 2020 series, guys, we're going into more horror comedy, and that is going to be for 2012's Cabin in the Woods. That'll be a first time watch that I'm looking forward to checking out. Thank you guys as always for watching this review. All my social media links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.